solved problems. General journal, general ledger, T accounts, putting T accounts, trial balance, adjusting journal entries, 10-column worksheet. Problem. Engineer Dexter Cute was engaged in an electrical installation business. It was already his second year of operation, and all the account balances at the beginning of January 1, 2022 are shown below. Cash at bank 980,000, accounts receivable 210,000, electrical supplies inventory 70,000, unused office supplies 8,000, prepaid insurance 12,000, prepaid rent 12,000, electrical equipment device 750,000, accumulated depreciation electrical equipment device 150,000 credit, buildings 3 million debit, accumulated depreciation buildings 300,000 credit, accounts payable 80,000 credit, unearned installation income 50,000 credit, Cute capital 4,462,000. January 2, engineer Cute withdraw 50,000 from his bank account for his personal use. January 6, received 30,000 from Josephine Rossetti, representing her advance payment for electrical installation to be rendered in a later date. 8. Partial collection of account from various clients 140,000. January 10, purchase various electrical supplies on account from Christy Sionosa 10,000. January 13, partial payment of accounts to various suppliers 55,000. 15. Rendered electrical installation service on account to Edmund Blongan 151,000. January 20. Rendered electrical installation service to Yamma Gatmitan 50,000, which she already have paid in advance last month 50,000. January 23. Partial collection from Edmund Bongani's account 6,000. January 26. Partial payment of account to Christy Sionosa 2,000. January 27. Paid the city government for business permits etc. 47,000. Data for adjustment. A. Provisions for uncollectible account should be at 5% of the outstanding receivable account. B. Unpaid salaries and wages 47,000. C. Building is depreciated at 10% while electrical equipment device 20% annually. D. Office supplies actually on hand 5,500. E. 2,000 of the insurance premium paid in advance has expired. F. 50% of the advance payment by Josephine Rossetti has already been rendered. Required. A. Journalize the above transactions using general journal. B. Post the entries to the general ledger. Use T accounts. C. Put and prepare a trial balance. D. Journalize the adjustments. E. Prepare a 10-column worksheet. Solution. Let us pass the journal entries in general journal for the transactions during the month of January 2022. General journal. Date, account titles, debit, credit. 1st January 2022. Cash at bank 980,000. Accounts receivable 210,000. Prepaid insurance 12,000. Prepaid rent 12,000. Equipment, electrical device 750,000 debit. Buildings 3 million debit. Electrical supplies inventory 70,000 debit. Unused office supplies debit 8,000. Accumulated depreciation electrical equipment device 150,000 credit. Accumulated depreciation on buildings 300,000 credit. Accounts payable 80,000 credit. Unearned installation income 50,000 credit. Cute capital 4,462,000 being the opening entry as on 1st January 2022. January 2. Engineer Cute withdraw 50,000 from his bank account for personal use. 2nd January 2022. Cute drawings account debit 50,000. Cash at bank credit 50,000 being Engineer Cute withdraw for his personal use. January 6. Received 30,000 from Josephine Rossetti, representing her advance payment for electrical installation to be rendered in a later date. 6th January 2022. Cash at bank debit 30,000. Unearned installation income credit 30,000 being advance received for installation service income. January 8. Partial collection of account from various clients 140,000. 8th January 2022. Cash at bank debit 140,000. Accounts receivable credit 140,000 being partial amount collected from clients. January 10. Purchase of various electrical supplies on account from Christie Sionosa 10,000. 10th January 2022. Electrical supplies debit 10,000. Accounts payable credit 10,000. Being purchase of electrical supplies on credit. 13th January. Partial payment of accounts to various suppliers 55,000. 13th January 2022. Accounts payable debit 55,000. Cash at bank credit 55,000. Being partial payment made to suppliers. January 15. Rendered electrical installation service on account to Edmund Byongan 151,000. 15th January 2022. Account receivable debit 151,000. Installation income credit 151,000. Being electrical installation provided on account. January 20. Rendered electrical installation service to Yamma Gatmitan 50,000, which she already have paid in advance last month. 50,000. 20th January 2022. Unearned installation income debit 50,000. Installation income credit 50,000. Being electrical installation service provided to Yamma Gatmitan. January 23. Partial collection from Edmund Byongan account 6,000. 23rd January 2022. Cash at bank debit 6,000. Accounts receivable credit 6,000. Being partial collection made from Edmund Byongan. January 26. Partial payment of account to Christie Sayanosa 2,000. 26 January 2022. Accounts payable debit 2,000. Cash at bank credit 2,000. Being partial payment made to Christie Sayanosa. January 27. Paid the city government for business permits 47,000. 27 January. License and taxes debit 47,000. Cash at bank credit 47,000. Being the payment made for license permit. Let us prepare T accounts in general ledger for the journal entries prepared for the month of January 2022. Cash at bank account. 1st January 2022. Balance brought down 980,000 debit. 6th January 2022. Unearned installation income 30,000 debit. 8th January 2022. Accounts receivable 140,000 debit. 23rd January 2022. Accounts receivable 6,000 debit. Total debits 1,156,000. On the credit side, 2nd January 2022, Q2 drawings 50,000. 13th January 2022, accounts payable 55,000. 26th January 2022, accounts payable 2,000. 27th January 2022, licenses and taxes 47,000. 30th January 2022, balance carried down 1,002,000. Balance brought forward on 1st January 2022, 1,002,000 debit. Accounts receivable account on the debit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 210,000. 15th January 2022, installation income 151,000. On the credit side, cash at bank 140,000. 23rd January 2022, cash at bank 6,000. Balance, debit balance, there is a debit balance of 215,000 carried forward. Accumulated depreciation electrical equipment device. On the credit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 150,000. Balance carried forward 150,000 credit. Accumulated depreciation buildings. On the credit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 300,000. Balance carried down 300,000 credit. Prepaid insurance. On the debit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 12,000. Balance carried forward 12,000 debit. Prepaid rent account. On the debit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 12,000. Balance carried forward 12,000 debit. Accounts payable account. On the credit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 80,000. 10th January 2022, electrical supplies 10,000. On the debit side, 13th January 2022, cash at bank 55,000. 26th January 2022, cash at bank 2,000. Balance 33,000 credit carried forward. Unearned installation income. On the credit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 50,000. 6th January 2022, cash at bank 30,000. On the debit side, 20th January 2022, installation income 50,000. Balance of 30,000 credit carried forward. Electrical equipment device. On the debit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 750,000. Balance carried forward 750,000 debit. Buildings account. On 1st January 2022, on the debit side, balance brought down 3 million. Balance of 3 million debit carried forward. Qt capital. On the credit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 4,462,000 credit. Balance carried forward. Installation income. On the credit side, 15th January 2022, accounts receivable 151,000. 20th January 2022, unearned installation income 50,000. Total 201,000. Credit balance carried forward. Q2 drawings account on the debit side 2nd January 2022, cash at bank 50,000. Debit balance carried forward. Electrical supplies inventory. On the debit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 70,000. 10th January 2022, accounts payable 10,000. Electrical supplies inventory. On the debit side, 1st January 2022, balance brought down 70,000. For 10th January 2022, accounts payable 10,000. Total 80,000. Debit balance carried forward. Licenses and taxes. 27th January 2022, on the debit side, cash at bank 47,000. Debit balance carried forward. Unused office supplies account. 1st January 2022, on the debit side 8,000. Debit balance carried forward. Let us prepare trial balance. Pre-adjusted trial balance for the period ended 31st January 2022. Trial balance for the period ended 31st January 2022. Account titles debit, credit. Cash at bank debit 1,002,000. Accounts receivable debit 215,000. Prepaid insurance debit 12,000. Prepaid rent debit 12,000. Electrical equipment device debit 750,000. Accumulated depreciation electric equipment device credit 150,000. Buildings 3 million debit. Accumulated depreciation buildings 300,000 credit. Accounts payable 33,000 credit. Unearned installation income 30,000 credit. Q2 capital 4,462,000 credit. Q2 drawings 50,000 debit. Electrical supplies inventory 80,000 debit. Unused office supplies 8,000 debit. License and taxes 47,000 debit. Total debits 5,176,000. Total credits 5,176,000. Let us prepare the journal entries for the adjustments for the month of January 2022. A. Provision for uncollectible accounts should be 5% on the outstanding receivable amount. 30th January 2022, bad debts debtor 10,750 debit. Provision for bad debts 10,750 credit, being 5% on provision for bad debts. B. Unpaid salaries and wages 47,000. 30th January 2022, salaries and wages debit 47,000. Accrued salaries and wages 47,000 credit, being the salaries and wages unpaid. C. Building is depreciated 10% annually. Depreciation on buildings debit 300,000. Accumulation depreciation on buildings credit 300,000, being the depreciation on buildings provided. C. Electrical equipment device depreciated by 20% annually. Depreciation on electrical equipment device 150,000 debit. Accumulated depreciation on electrical device 150,000 credit, being the depreciation on electrical equipment device provided for the year. D. Office supplies actually on hand 5,500. Unused office supplies asset 5,500. Unused office supplies trading 5,500, being the unused office supplies as on 30th January 2022. E. 2,000 of the insurance premium paid in advance has expired. Insurance premium account debit 2,000. Prepaid and insurance premium credit 2,000, being the insurance amount expired. F. 50% of advance payment by Josephine Rossetti has already been rendered. Unearned installation income 15,000 debit. Installation income 15,000 credit, being the installation service provided to Josephine. Let us prepare 10-column worksheet for the month of January 2022. Account titles: trial balance at the beginning. Cash at bank 980,000 debit. Accounts receivable 210,000 debit. Prepaid insurance 12,000 debit. Prepaid rent 12,000 debit. Electrical equipment device 750,000 debit. Accumulated depreciation electrical equipment device credit 150,000. Buildings debit 3 million. Accumulated depreciation buildings 300,000 credit. Accounts payable 80,000 credit. Unearned installation income 50,000 credit. Q2 capital credit 4,462,000. Electrical supplies inventory 70,000 debit. Unused office supplies debit 8,000. Total debits 5,042,000. Total credits 5,042,000. Journal entries: cash at bank debit 176,000, credit 154,000. Accounts receivable debit 151,000, credit 146,000. Accounts payable 57,000, debit, credit 10,000. Unearned installation income 50,000, debit, 30,000, credit. Q2 drawings, debit 50,000. Installation income, credit 201,000. Electrical supplies inventory, debit 10,000. License and taxes, debit 47,000. Total debits 541,000. Total credits 541,000. Pre-adjusted trial balance. Trial balance before adjustments. Cash at bank 1,002,000, debit. Accounts receivable 215,000, debit. Prepaid insurance, debit 12,000. Prepaid rent, debit 12,000. Electrical equipment device, debit 750,000. Accumulated electrical equipment device 150,000, credit. Buildings, debit 3 million. Accumulated depreciation buildings 300,000, credit. Accounts payable 33,000, credit. Unearned installation income 30,000, credit. Q2 capital 4,462,000. Q2 drawings 50,000. Installation income 201,000, credit. Electrical supplies inventory 80,000, debit. Unused office supplies, debit 8,000. Licenses and taxes 47,000, debit. Total debits 5,176,000. Total credits 5,176,000. Adjustments. Provision for bad debts, credit 10,750. Unused office supplies, debit 5,500. Prepaid insurance, credit 2,000. Accumulated depreciation electrical equipment device, credit 150,000. Accumulation buildings depreciation, credit 300,000. Unearned installation income, debit 15,000. Accrued salaries, credit 47,000. Installation income, credit 15,000. Salaries, debit 47,000. Bad debts, debit 10,750. Depreciation on buildings, debit 300,000. Depreciation on electrical equipment device 150,000. Unused office supplies, credit 5,500. Insurance expense 2,000, debit. Total debits 530,250. Total credits 530,250. Post adjusted trial balance. Cash at bank, debit 1,002,000. Accounts receivable 215,000. Provision for bad debts, credit 10,750. Unused office supplies, debit 5,500. Prepaid insurance, debit 10,000. Prepaid rent, debit 12,000. Electrical equipment device, debit 750,000. Accumulated electrical equipment device, accumulated depreciation 300,000, credit. Buildings, debit 3 million. Accumulated depreciation on buildings, credit 600,000. Accounts payable, credit 33,000. Unearned installation income, credit 15,000. Accrued salaries, credit 4,462,000. Q2 drawings, debit 50,000. Installation income, credit 216,000. Electrical supplies inventory 80,000. Unused office supplies 8,000. Salaries 47,000, debit. License and taxes 47,000, debit. Bad debts 10,750, debit. Depreciation on buildings 300,000, debit. Depreciation on electrical equipment 150,000, debit. Unused office supplies 5,500, credit. Insurance expense 2,000, debit. Total debits 5,689,250. Total credits 5,689,250. Income statement. Installation income 216,000, credit. Electrical supplies inventory, debit 80,000. Unused office supplies 8,000. Salaries 47,000. License and taxes 47,000, debit. Bad debts 10,750. Depreciation on buildings 300,000, debit. Depreciation on electrical equipment 150,000, debit. Unused office supplies at the end of the month 5,500, credit. Insurance expenses, debit 2,000. Total debits 644,750. Total credits 221,500. There is a loss of 423,250 during the month of January. Balance sheet. Cash at bank, debit 1,002,000. Accounts receivable, debit 215,000. Provision for bad debts, credit 10,750. Unused office supplies, debit 5,500. Prepaid insurance debit 10,000. Electrical equipment devices 750,000. Prepaid rent 12,000 debit. Accumulated depreciation electrical device 300,000 credit. Buildings cost 3 million debit. Accumulated depreciation buildings 600,000 credit. Accounts payable 33,000 credit. Underwriting installation income 15,000 credit. Accrued salaries 47,000 credit. Q2 capital 4,462,000. Q2 drawings 50,000. Total debits 5044,500. Total credits 505,467,750. There is loss of 423,250. Recap. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Accounts Lobby for various solved problems and lectures on accountancy.